what's strange? That when someone close to you dies, you expect everything to be over. But some deaths, they're just the beginning of something far, far darker. When my father died, we didn't even hold a proper funeral. Just a call from the hospital, heart attack. That was it. Our relationship had always been cold. Still, the only thing he left behind was this huge old house deep in the woods, a place he never talked about. And a will that only said one thing: if you go there, stay the night, but only one night. I laughed. What did that even mean? Like he was trying to scare me. But I didn't know then. It was a warning, not advice. The house was 3 hours away from the city, down a foggy, abandoned road. When I arrived, the trees were bent forward, as if trying to block my way. The house itself was crooked, covered in moss, like a corpse left standing. I turned the key. The door creaked open with a groan. The smell of mold, dust, and something like rotting meat hit me all at once. Inside, everything was untouched. My father's belongings, old family photos, and a massive bookshelf. In the corner of the living room stood a tall grandfather clock. And as I stepped inside, its frozen hands began to tick. It started ringing, exactly 3:07 p.m. It seemed like nothing, until night came. At exactly 3:07 a.m., that same ringing echoed again. But this time, it came from the basement. Up to that point, I thought the house didn't have a basement. But I found a wooden door hidden behind the bookshelf. Locked. Yet the key I'd taken from my father's pocket fit it perfectly. I opened the door. A narrow stone staircase led down into pure darkness. I moved only by flashlight. Every step I took, I felt something watching me from behind. But every time I turned, there was nothing but black. At the basement floor, there was a round table with a leather-bound book in the center. The moment I touched it, the door behind me slammed shut. My flashlight flickered, then died. In the pitch black, I could only hear my breathing. And then, someone else's. Right behind me. I turned. No one. But there was a shadow. On the wall. Clear. Human. And it wasn't mine. I opened the book. The pages were full of red ink writings, like they'd just been scribbled moments ago. Some in Persian, some in languages I couldn't even recognize. But one sentence repeated again and again. You heard the bell. Now it's his turn to hear you. Suddenly, one of the walls began to tremble. Something was clawing from the other side. The scraping of nails on stone was unbearable. Cracks appeared, and then a bony, bluish hand, with unnaturally long fingers, slipped out through the wall. I didn't scream. I froze. And right then, a hidden basement clock I hadn't seen before rang again. From the wall emerged a shadow. Tall, twisted, faceless. Just a hollow void for a face. And in that darkness, I heard my own voice. Not now. My voice from the future, begging for help. Taking its last breath, it said, "You're like your father now. You took the house, now you have to keep it. Every night, at 3:07, the bell rings, and you must answer." It's been a few days since I came back home. At least it looks like home. But some nights, I still hear sounds from the basement. That smell of decay is back. And what's worse, the book is on my desk now. The same book, same writings. Except now, there's one more line. Who's next? Maybe someone who's reading this. It's 3:06 now. And I can hear the bell again. But this time, it's not coming from the basement. It's ringing inside the walls of my room. Water dripping, scraping sounds. And now, my father's voice. Not a memory, not a hallucination. His real, living voice. Calling my name. Cold, distant, terrified. He says, "Don't let it in. Don't let it reach you." But it's too late. The shadow's here again. This time it has a new face, mine. But its eyes are hollow. And from its mouth, the sound of the bell. The thing standing in front of me is me. From the future, it seems. From a time when I'm no longer alive. When only my voice remains. At the same moment, the book opens again. Pages flutter wildly until a new message appears. It's time to write. If you don't, you can't leave. My hands, beyond my control, grabbed a pen. I started writing everything, from the moment I arrived, to right now. And now, as I write the final sentences, I finally understand why my father had a heart attack. Because this curse, before it takes your heart, it takes your voice. It kills your identity, and turns you into the next writer, the next guardian, for the next victim. If you heard the bell, it's too late. Now it's your turn to write. You'll become a voice too. You'll become the next keeper of the house. I'm not even the one writing this anymore. I'm the thing that slips through the walls. The one who breathes behind you when you're alone. The one watching through the mirror when your back is turned. But now that you've read this, there's a line between us. Just one sentence left to write. Your name, on the last page. The one that was blank when my father died. The one that's finally ready to be filled. Because the curse never ends. And every story is just a lock that opens when you read it. So if tonight, exactly at 3:07, you hear a bell ring, don't open the door, because the one behind it might be you.
Don't forget, like and subscribe for more stories. And don't be spellbound.